Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is pretty fair for us to say at this point in time, close to about 3 to 4 days since Arknights Endfield version 1.1 has released, ladies and gentlemen, it is safe to say that this game, this update, all of it, it's cooked. It's trash. It's garbage. And I think a majority of the gacha space has finally recognized everything that I've been saying over the past couple of months. This game is a mismanaged piece of poo-poo that everyone is going to end up quitting or desperately wanting to quit during 1.1, and the writing is on the wall. The statements have been made, and there have been some very public statements made by some very big individuals, at least in, in like gaming media space. We've got Asmongold over here. A post by Mr. John Simon saying, Asmongold says he's quitting Arknights Endfield, a game he was very hyped for. A lot of people were very hyped for this game because it looked great, but good golly gee, once you get a couple of hours into this, you can't help but think it should have been a lot more. And here's a statement from Asmongold over here regarding the issue.
The update's Arknights Endfield too? I didn't see that at all. For me right now, I think I'm just gonna go back to playing Wuthering Waves full time. I don't really see myself playing, Arknights too much.
It's not just Asmongold over here who's coming out with a declarative statement like that. We've also got actual glue from CN showing the dramatic downfall of this game even though it just released. Endfield is, and probably will be, the most marketed and advertised game in gacha history. And it has become so bad and so unplayable that it actually is serving as a Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact advertisement. Yes, this number over here, green means it's going down, red means it's going up, and this game is so shit, it's causing the entire gacha space to move up. Literally, ZZZ is going up, HSR is going up, and it's the only gacha game going down. That is a fact regarding the data over here on PC gaming. Every other gacha goes up. This is the only one that goes down. And the 1.1 update, remember what I said, just released. This can't happen unless you're producing a piece of legitimate poo-poo. Damn, this shit sucks. I'm going back to Wuwa. And the funny thing is, guys, it's not just Asmongold saying that. You've also got another big creator. Had his own personal issues that ended up getting resolved. W to him. Let's hear what Rich Campbell has to say.
Did you quit Arknights? I did quit Arknights, and there hasn't even been a small part of me that's wanted to get back into it.
Brutal, savage, wrecked.
I've wanted to play Etheria Restart again more than I've wanted to play Arknights.
Wow, I didn't know he said that. That's an outro skill multiplier right there. That's crazy. Whoa.
It really didn't do it for me.
It didn't do it for nobody.
Asmon also quit it.
Now he knows that Asmon quit it too.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day. The only reason I even played it is because Asmon was a big believer. And him being a big believer really got me excited for it on the content perspective. I was like, oh man, it's going to be a sick stream game, You
want to know the reality of streaming this game? It's a trap. This game is one of the most unstreamable games on the platform because there's nothing to fucking do in it. These idiots at Hypergryph launched the 1.1 story, and all you're able to do, guys, is just play the story. There's nothing else to do in the fucking game. All of the new factory AIC shit is locked behind the story, and it's gotten to the point where they're just blatantly viewbotting, bro. You have 343 viewer streamers, right, that have a message coming out. Look at the gap of time in between the messages. 12:55, 12:56, 12:57, right? 4-minute gap between these two messages, and then another one. Boom, a 6-minute gap between these two. These don't look like 340-person Twitch chats. I think everyone can tell this is now actively the most view-botted game on Twitch. And guess who's getting the view bots? Everybody with the hashtag ad. Rising Tide Creators collab with Arknights Endfield, bro. This is actually just stolen CCV. This is just stolen valor, as they would say in the military. Like, what the fuck even is this supposed to be, man? Because this is the thing. These streamers are doing this because they're getting paid to play the game, and then Hypergryph is putting on the extra sprinkles, right, of a bunch of fucking view bots. Bro, I don't even know. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody here is being inflated by like 150, 200 CCV, and it's so blatantly obvious, there's nothing you can even do to deny it. Nobody can deny that this shit is actively happening right in fucking front of you. Because guess what? This shit is not even slightly entertaining. Bro, the chat right now is getting spammed. I think people ended up figuring out we were looking at chats. It's now getting spammed by the same 3 people. It's like 2 mods, 3 VIPs are all spamming the same emote now. Because they know this don't look like a 600-person chat. Simply playing the game in this category guarantees you a certain number of view bots. It's pretty much confirmed at this point. And now I simply need to see evidence that that's not actually the case. Because the viewership here and the engagement here looks so fake, it's fucking unreal. Because all you need to do is look at YouTube. Look at the actual analytics. Good God. Arknights Endfield, the mobile game, the past 3 months and YouTube searches. Bro, that was before the update. Bro, that was the update. That's Tang Tang's release. You're gonna tell me that that game is actually pulling a consistent CCV when nobody gives a fuck about it anywhere else? And all the chats are dead? And the most activity we see is people spamming the same emote over and over? So that it actually looks like their chat is alive? Come on, brother. What are we even doing here? This doesn't even look slightly real, bro. And you know it's not real. Because this is the thing. Just go on YouTube yourself and look up a Tang Tang guide. Because it's not like there's anything else to do in this fucking update. Have you ever seen this many sponsored vids? And have you ever seen the views this fucking low on a new character release before? Bro, this is legitimately the most pathetic shit I've ever seen. And like every single video is performing like dog ass. Is this truly the game, right, that was supposed to shake the gacha space? Does it look like a game that's shaking a gacha space? Bro, this looks worse than Zenless Zone Zero. And you know that game is in the fucking gutter. This looks worse than Zenless Zone Zero. People that are normally getting, and I'm gonna use Kekvin as an example here. People that are normally getting pretty diabolically high views on their content, right? At least like 20, 30K, whatever. Bro, he just pulled a fucking 2.3K banger. Sorry, a 2.3K stinker. Bro, this looks like Mr. Pokey uploading a Wuthering Waves video. This looks like Mr. Pokey uploading a Genshin Impact video. That's the level of disinterest there is in this title. And the disinterest is so high, ladies and gentlemen. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at what some of the biggest supporters, or perhaps you could say the hyperest of grifters, were saying about this game in 1.0. This is still one of my favorite tweets ever. I don't think I've had a better 1.0 experience than this. The game is very well polished and optimized. The community is evolving past rage bait. Bro. The game itself is rage bait because they made the worst 1.1 patch in gacha history. And you want to know the level of commitment Mr. Jokey has to this title? Let's take a look at his recent stream history. Bro did one sponsored stream for the game. And you know it's sponsored here because it says Arknights Endfield, Endfield creators, Tide Rises, ad. He did one stream on the game 3 days ago and he said, I'm good ever since. How do you go from the best 1.0 experience ever to do one sponsored stream and say goodbye? People are just getting the bag and running. They're just saying shit like this, getting the bag, and they're running. Because that's the reality of this game. This game is shit. Literally, possibly, the most shit gacha game on the market. And everyone's quitting, right? We looked at Asmon Gold. We looked at Rich Campbell. And of course, why don't we take a look at Kratos? Sorry, I mean Marco Meatball. Bro, look at this shit. The only live service game I play at this point, he's just making a Wuthering Waves ad. Remember what I said about Endfield being so bad it's a woo-wah ad? We already showed the glue of that. Enfield's the only gacha game going down on this list over here. Everything else is rising up somehow. That's how bad Endfield is, right? Let's see what Marco has to say about his engagement with the Hypergryph game. Did you stop playing Endfield? Yeah. That's what everyone says at this point because the game is literally so shit it's unreal. That's just it. It's not good. It's trash. It's garbage. But guess who's making the critique videos? Guess who's actively talking about how bad of a state it's in? None of the CCs who got fucking paid. You know that for certain. Bro, 1.1 is such a disaster. It's easier to make content talking about what's not in it. Because there's nothing in it. It's just a story, and that's it for like the next 2 weeks. I don't even know how they rationalize this. Sorry, I think it's another week, not 2 weeks. Yeah, it's just story for another week. And apparently the story is dog shit filler garbage too. Bro, their 1.1 patch is filler. Why do you think everybody is dropping this shit like it's hot? You even have fucking Legions Gaming, the guy who deletes his tweets every other hour, saying statements like this: I decided to turn down the sponsor for Endfield for today's stream, so no Arknights stream tonight. I'm way too busy IRL making his 6 figures, and now he's catching up on content from the week of double shifts he was working so he can make his 6 figures. And in all honesty, I just don't even want to play the game even if I'm being paid. And he's got a whole ass post talking about how dog shit the game is too on YouTube. I'm not gonna bother to read this because he's probably gonna mention his 6 figures that he's making somewhere. Even the biggest grifters for this title don't want to play this shit either. And of course, we can't forget about Mr. Pokey's partner in crime, Captain Refrigerator. Bro, you know she ain't fucking playing this shit either. I think it took her 7 days of saying she's gonna do Wu Ling to actually finish it. Because that's how unplayable the game actually is. Why do you think there's so many videos about people quitting Endfield? Why do you think there's so many videos about people dropping this shit? Why do you think people like Marco Meatball, Asmon Gold, Rich Campbell all be talking about dropping this shit? Bro, it's because what the fuck is even the point of making videos on this garbage? Do you see this trash? This is essentially the same as throwing away your channel. You are throwing away your channel making videos on this shit because nobody wants to play it. Nobody wants to watch it. And nobody wants to make guides on a game that's shit. But hey, it's not like I called all of this out, right? Oh, wait. I did call all this out a whole fucking year ago. I told you this game's gacha system was going to be trash. I told you this weapon banner was going to be trash. I told you all this shit was going to culminate in the biggest piece of poo-poo you have all ever seen in the gacha space. And right now, this game is on the most diabolical downtrend I think we've ever seen in gacha history, bro. And the only thing it's getting propelled up right now by are fucking bots. It's just bots. Here, there, everywhere, and grifting shills. And you know that Mr. Pokey's response to this video is going to be playing Endfield 1.1 tomorrow. Likely. It's not like he did that before. Oh, wait, he did. Oh, wait, he did that before. The last time he got called out for grifting on this game, he immediately started playing Endfield the next day. Unfortunately, there's no content for him to actually play in this update, so I'm going to find that to be very hard to do because he just banged out the entire story day one. And there's nothing fucking left. Guys, this is the reality of this title. It's a complete fucking failure that is going to drop players en masse, a mass fucking exodus, by the time version 1.1 even gets halfway through. Because it's the most mismanaged piece of garbage that anyone's ever seen in the space. And because it serves as an Endfield advertisement, guys, this is the type of shit that Endfield ends up promoting instead. Remember, we got all the fucking proof here, right?
The story in 3.1 is that you went out for milk and your daughter died. And your evil twin has to be killed. And that's about it. Yeah.
I think he played this shit yesterday and cried. No, I'm not. I feel like bro bawled like a baby playing the 3.1 story.
That's what happened. She's dead. Was it good? It was probably the best story they've done.
The best story they've done. People be talking about it like that, and then they're openly saying all they're gonna play is woo-wah from here on out, and they're dropping everything else. They're dropping Endfield, they're dropping all this other shit. That's the reality, guys. Endfield has fucked up at such a critical juncture in gacha releases where they're actively pushing their player base to every other gacha title because they fucked up so badly with version 1.1. And I think at this point, the damage might be irrecoverable. Because these other games actually have good content to play, actually good story to play, actually good characters to want to pull, and all of that shit. And what does this have? Bro, again, it is the only gacha dropping on this list. Out of the big five. Though I don't think Endfield deserves to be in the big five anymore. HSR is going up. How the fucking Angels of Delusion went up. Bro, the Angels of Delusion got a +1, and this game goes down. How do you even describe this other than a catastrophic failure by some of the most incapable, ego-driven, arrogant, stupid developers in gacha history? The viewbotting, the sponsors, the lack of commitment, the lack of communication, the 5 surveys, and the 0 listening. Pathetic. And the best thing is, I told all y'all this shit was coming. You can look at my resume. You can look at my track record. Everything that I said was going to happen to this title, if it didn't have a massive relaunch for 1.1, it's happened. And these lazy, paycheck-stealing bums at Griffline and Hypergryph probably need to do what Kuro Games did for 1.1. It's this thing called crunch. Yes, guys, you're gonna actually have to fucking work for maybe the first time in your fucking careers. Yes, you might actually have to perform your jobs to save whatever is left of this dog shit game. If the lights aren't on 24/7 at the Hypergryph offices, good luck in 1.2. Good luck in every version beyond that, because this shit is dead otherwise. Because you advertise this shit way too much. You spent way too much money trying to tell people this game was good. But the truth is out there. Now you actually gotta work to make it good. Because you promised the fucking world, and now all everyone can think is that this is the biggest scam in gacha history. Oh, and maybe you can find a way to fucking turn PayPal on somehow. Yeah, I don't know. Or just remove the fucking option already. It's been 2 months and it's not working still. Just, what are you doing? How is it still off? Or how is it still even an option still? Just like, get rid of it at this point. You got blacklisted. Just admit it. Or if you didn't get blacklisted, explain how the feature is still broken after 2 months. But that would require taking accountability. that would require admitting that you did something wrong. And Hypergryph is worse than Hoyoverse. I have never seen such tone-deaf, arrogant developers and an arrogant communication team in my fucking life. And everything happening to this game, its tragic downfall, all of that, the worst viewership in YouTube history, it's so deserved, it's unreal. Because this game had the potential to change careers. This game had the potential, right, to do so much. But instead, all it is a steaming pile of fucking dog shit. And everyone knows this shit is dog shit. So bad that people that would say shit like this won't even play the game longer than their sponsored segment. Now that's something, isn't it? Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.